Hey guys, hope you're doing well and really getting stuck into the scorecard and the practice that you're up to. Hopefully your numbers are starting to fall now. You're getting a bit more understanding of how to maneuver your way around the golf course. In this guide, this is the third part of the triangle. We are going to dive into course confidence. First things first, we need to have a bit of a game plan. All right, now what I mean by that is if you know how you're going to maneuver your way around a golf course, given the tees you're playing off, what the weather's doing, then you're going to have a bit of clarity and more confidence in what you're trying to do. Each shot's going to be different. Each tee shot's going to be different. And today we're going to talk about that and really get stuck in. Okay guys, so I'm at the first hole of my home club. It's a 340 yard par 4. Now, obviously our goal is get to the 100 zone in 2 shots. So I only need to hit that 240 with 2 shots, which for me would be 2 wedges. But when I look at it, if I'm hitting wedge off the tee, it's going to end up leaving me still in this chute of trees. So although I may hit it straight, I'm not going to reach the fairway. And there's a few ditches around and what have you. So we don't want to get too negative. So driver is a good play here, or whatever your fairway club is, because we want to advance it down there as far as possible. Now, the way I'm looking at this hole, I'm not going to lose a ball. There's another hole that side, there's another hole that side. So dispersion wise, I've got about 150 yards to hit it in. So even if I do hit it way right or way left, I will find the ball. And it's then what we do with that to move it forward. I'm just going to stand there and hit a driver down there. There's a bit of wind into today, so it's playing a little longer. Okay, so I've decided on my club, my dispersion, if I do the 6 fingers and aim at the flag, worst case scenario, I'm just in the trees, but like I say, I'm not going to lose a ball here. So I'm going to go through full routine. Yep, that'll play, not the best strike, but we're down the middle. Okay, so we're down the left side of the fairway here. I've hit driver, so I've managed to carry onto the fairway. What questions do I need to ask myself now? So number one, I want to know how far it is. So I use a Bushnell rangefinder so I can zap the flag. So I've got 140 yards to the flag, which is a yellow flag on this golf course, which means it's middle of the green, as in depth wise. If you've got a GPS watch, use that. So I want you to, as a bogey golfer, just hit the middle of every green. Forget about the flags. Middle of every green and you will be fine. So 140. So I've managed to hit that 200 yards, that tee shot. So not very far. But for me, 140, this is now like it's a green light. I'm not just trying to hit it 40 yards and get inside my zone. I'm actually going to attempt to knock it on the green here. I've established how far it is. Next thing I'm going to look at is what's the wind doing. So the wind is into and off of the right. If I aim at the flag, it's going to move to the left if I hit the perfect shot. So I need to change where I aim my setup. So if you imagine what we did on the range with our target line's suddenly not the flag. The target line is to the right in this case to let the wind bring it back. It's slightly elevated. So hitting uphill is going to mean it won't travel as far. Into a bit of wind, uphill slightly. So I'm going to play my 150 yard club in this case. So even if I flush it, it shouldn't go out the back of the green. I'll look at the lie. I'm in the middle of the fairway, so the lie is perfect. So 150 yards up the hill. It's winter. So I'm just going to hit a nice little 8-iron for me. The other things I look at are, where do I not want to go? Where is the red light zone? So really, red light here in this situation, anything long is dead. if I miss the green left, although it's safe-ish, it's going to be an awkward up and down because the flag's on the left side. Anything to the right, not ideal, but it's actually a long-sided chip. I got loads of green to work with. There's a fir tree there on the right side of the green, so I'm going to aim at that. That's going to be my straight line. This wind is kicking up now. So running through my routine, I've got my target line. I pick an intermediary spot a few feet in front of the ball. It's easier to line my club up with that. Happy with my target, and then I just pull the trigger. And that wind's bringing it round. Okay, might be a little bit short because that is quite uphill there, but we're safe. We're on the green somewhere, so we'll go up there and hopefully two putt it. Okay, so this is where I've ended up. So if I pace this out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 7 yards short of centre. So I've hit that 133 uphill into the wind, and I've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got a 30-foot putt. So I'm not far. Centre of the green is pretty much right here. So I'm only 5 paces off centre of the green. So in my book, that is pretty darn good, even though it's left me a 30-foot uphill putt. So we'll see how we get on. Oh, that's weak, man. Weak. Mishit it, jumped about a bit, and left myself a bit of work. So I've left myself a 9-foot here. I mean, I completely misjudged that. So now I'm not expecting to hold this. Very poor strike with the first one. Let's see how we get on. Okay, so although a nice tee shot, good approach shot, 30 foot, just misjudged the putt. So that's nothing to do with the long game and not hitting it close enough. That was down to purely putting. But on the flip side, it's a bogey. We're trying to play bogey golf. That's what we just made. Okay, so second hole here at Weldham. Got a 377 yard par 4, and there is trouble everywhere. So water all down the left, pond on the right, ditches down there, all sorts of horribleness. So, but 377, I only need to hit it 277 yards to get in our target zone. So this one's slightly trickier. So because there is so much danger, if I now look at driver with my 6 fingers, I want to keep it away from here, which is the trouble's all down the left. That's a definite double bogey written all over it. So my aim point is suddenly almost down the right side of the fairway, but then if I miss it right, I'm in trees and all sorts of trouble down there as well. We're downhill, wind is out the left. Even if I hit a great drive, I'm still going to leave myself quite a long shot in with lots of trouble about. So this is one I want to play more as a bogey hole. So I'm going to look at this as a 2-shotter. So I'm going to try and get inside I want to try and get to about 80 yards or let's say 70 yards. That's where I want to leave myself. 2 shots. So I need to hit it 270 yards with 2 shots. Now 8 iron, I'm probably more of a 4-finger kind of guy. So I've got a bigger fairway, and to be fair, the shorter, this hole's sort of quite wide here and then it tapers in. So I've got a big gap to hit this 8 iron in. So I'm going to aim, there's a little mound there, I'm going to aim left side of that mound and then still run through my whole process. There's a grassy knoll there which this should carry over. unless you miss-hit it. Oh, go baby. Oh, it's fine. Hit it right out of the toe, so not the best strike, but it's in the fairway, safe. Okay, so when you are playing your tee shots, there's generally less thinking. So the thinking is trying to map out where do you want to place it to leave yourself the best opportunity for the next shot. Yes, you've still got to take into account wind and stuff, but you don't need to worry about the lie because you're teeing it up. You generally don't have to worry too much about the distance because it's your go-to club for hitting it as far as you can down there. Obviously in this case I've worked out the maths for the trying to get to my 100 zone, or my 70 zone in this case. I might just have to recalibrate, and we'll measure this in a second just to see what I've left myself with. But yeah, it's just asking the right questions at the right time and accepting the results. Whatever happens, if you've done the maths beforehand, you're clear in what you're doing, that's all you can do. If you hit a poor shot, you hit a poor shot. You've got to deal with it, move on, and hopefully play a better shot or recovery shot next time round. Okay, so there's a tree down in the fairway that I know is 80 yards to the middle, and that's 150 away, so I've only hit my tee shot like 130, if that, because I completely mishit it. So 150, I don't want to leave myself where the tree is, so I'm going to try and hit this one down there, 170. So for me, that's going to be 6 iron this time of year. I want to keep away from this left side, that's a bit danger. So I'm going to move that. So I need to aim at the right edge of that tree. Wind should drift it a bit. Should leave it nice and safe. Let's see if we can make slightly better contact with this one. That's a nice line. Get going, get going. Okay, again, the ball's not flying very far this time of year, but we're safely in the right spot. I've done the maths, worked out what my target line was, and then I executed the shot, and hopefully it's left us, well, it's definitely within inside 100. I've left myself 80 yards to the flag, so it's about 90 to the middle. I've got a ditch way short, that shouldn't be in my radar, but if I go long there's a pond over the back, so I'm going to aim a little bit right at the flag, just commit to my routine. So 80 yards for me isn't a full swing with anything, so I've got to take some yardage off this, so I'm going to work on a bit of a sort of shoulder high swing. Again, wind's still off the left, so if I aim dead at the flag, this should end up where I want it to. Oh, miss-hit that one again. Go. Okay, it's a bit short and right, but again, it's safe. I haven't hit it anywhere near the ditch, and it's a pretty simple up and down, hopefully. Okay, so I'm literally 2 yards off the green and in the worst lie possible. Not ideal. I've got to decide how I've got to play this. So this is where reading the lie really comes in. So I can't putt it, even though I'm close enough to. I don't want to put a big swing on a lofted club, because if I get it wrong, it's straight out the back in the pond. So I can't get my 3-wood on it because it's a bit too fluffy. So I'm just going to use would do a 9-iron, but I haven't got it, so I'm going to go with my pitching wedge. And I just don't want the club to snag here, so I'm going to push the handle up, which raises the heel off the ground, so it stops that snagging. I'm going to put it back in my stance a little, and then I'm just going to use my putting action. So I'm going to land it somewhere just short of the green, and hopefully it's going to run on up to within tapping range. Oh, a bit like that. But I'm inside 3 foot, but I've still got to convert that one. Now, I don't know if you saw my video with the putting with the flag in or out, but whenever I get close range, I am always a flag out guy. I will mark it, and this ball has got a load of mud on it, so I am going to clean it. Got a nice clean ball now, so main thing, always have a clean ball. You never know, grain of sand could knock the ball off lines. Always give it a good clean. Always make sure the putter face is clean. And this one's a little 2-footer. Lovely jubbly. Couple of holes played, 2 bogeys. Second one was obviously, well, first one 3-putt bogey. We know why, because we didn't hit our first putt close enough. The second one we thought about it, didn't hit the 2 great strikes. My wedge wasn't perfect, but left me fairly close. Awkward lie, but I managed to play the chip nicely and left myself a tap in for my bogey. So 2 ways of playing it. Each time I've thought about every shot. So the more you get used to asking the right questions, reading the lie correctly, reading the wind, getting your distance right, once you start to make this part of your routine, it's just going to become second nature, and you won't really be thinking about it. You'll just be asking the right questions, avoiding all the trouble, manoeuvring your way around the golf course, and that's going to stand you in good stead, especially moving forward as you want to get into those even lower scores than 90. So I hope this has helped. Give me a thumbs up. Any comments you want to put in there, what's resonated with you for this, has it helped at all? Yeah, and I'll see you in the next video.